and welcome. My name is Samantha Prabhu and I am a member of TCC Sangre Grande. For those of you who do not know TCC Sangre Grande, we are just an extension of TCC Pity Valley. We have been fortunate enough to have the bread of life, the word of God, being preached to us every Sunday and sometimes Friday night to have our Friday night service. We have had our visiting ministers, Reverend Martinez, Reverend Audrey Charles, and we have had Pastor Seudas with us for a period of time. But in transition of things, recently we have had our own Pastor Dexter George. So with us today, we would just like to interview our pastor so just we can get to know him better and we could have some enlightenment of our past few market sales. So Pastor George, today we want to welcome you.
Thank you very much.
And you know, there are a lot of us here who may not know you or know that you have been the pastor of Sangre Grande. So we would like to ask you, how long have you been the pastor of Sangre Grande?
Okay, well, I'm pastoring Sangre Grande for just about 7 years and about 3 months now, okay? It did not start that way, all right? Our apostle, Reverend Dr. Austin John DeBourg, he asked me to come up to Sangre Grande to serve the people, right? And you know, not knowing what was in the mind of the Father, right? I absolutely told him yes, that I will, and my family and myself, we came up to support TCC in Sangre Grande, but we didn't know that it would have led to the office of a pastor.
Wow. But how can I say, how was your experience thus far of your office of being the pastor?
Well, I mean, it's quite interesting, right? It's about serving people, and of course, it's about advancing the kingdom of heaven, right? So it's an honorable, you know, opportunity to serve, right? Whilst being guided by the apostle of this great house, and that makes things much easier for me, right? And of course, with the support of all of our ministers who've labored in Sangre Grande in the past.
Okay. So Pastor, I know that you would have had a vision.
Right.
And could you just enlighten us on that vision of what you would have seen for the church?
The vision, the vision was quite natural, okay? It basically lines up with the apostles' vision for TCC, okay? So I did not have to find my own vision, but just essentially, you know, I just was with a desire to extend his vision, right? And you know that he is a servant of God, a man of excellence, right? And so I wanted to see Sangre Grande, TCC Sangre Grande and TCC Pity Valley at that level of excellence. So we have a model in Pity Valley, and so that, you know, the intention is if you come to Pity Valley or if you come to Sangre Grande, you must be in that same place of excellence. So that's the vision that is behind the work that we see taking place today.
Wow. So Pastor, could I ask you, what has been your experience with the people of Sangre Grande?
The people of Sangre Grande could only be described as amazing, loving, right? Mature, all right? Very serious about the things of God, all right? And of course, you know, they demand that, you know, that level of teaching, you know, should provide, you know, that food, right? That would, of course, continue to ensure that we are all, you know, advancing in the things of God. So it's an experience I can't even start to express or explain.
Okay, wow. Well, for those of us who don't know, we would have had past market sales. I think it was 3 to be exact.
3 of them.
You know, how would you explain the piecing together of these market sales?
I think the piecing together of these market sales, The way the committee came together was a miracle, right? And what we decided to do was to pattern our work as what God gave to Moses to build the sanctuary, okay? That pattern now does not include measurements or cuttings or anything like that, but we are focusing on the heart of the people, right? And the pattern of that heart condition was that we give freely into this work, all right? And that's the way we started. The intention was to be a blessing to Pity Valley, to serve them well, right? To give them an experience, okay? And I think that in some form or fashion, we have been able to do that, all right? And so it is something that is absolutely growing and blossoming into something that is quite beautiful.
Wow. So, Pastor George, seeing that we have had our third market sale about one Saturday ago, on the 30th of July, how would you say that experience was?
The experience was beautiful. When we first started, we were serving Pity Valley, all right? We still have that desire to serve Pity Valley, okay? So that, you know, the people can be blessed, right? And at the same time, we can work hard to acquire the funds that are necessary to do the work. But what I noticed after 3 markets sales, what I've noticed is that Pity Valley is no longer just sitting by allowing us to serve them. They are now involved in serving one another, right? So it's no longer, to me, a market where, you know, TCC Grande is coming down to serve TCC Pity Valley, but now it's a TCC market now. That's how I think. That's how I feel.
So, Pastor George, we would have had our hiccups, we would have had our shortcomings as a people, as a committee, you know, delivering this project. What would you say are some of our hiccups? Did we overcome? Did we get better? Did we improve?
I think that we, you know, we took on, you know, a great project. None of us was ever in such a place before, right? So I know that God anointed us from the get-go, right? That doesn't mean that we did not, you know, experience hiccups. We did, right? But every time that we have experienced hiccups, we want to hear the voice of the people from Pity Valley, because those are the people that we serve in. And their voices will tell us, plus our observation will tell us what we need to do the next time to make sure that we don't suffer those hiccups anymore, right? And those things have been broad in nature in terms of things that we did not expect to happened. I mean, our last market sale, we almost lost 4 people in a very serious accident, which I don't think much people know about, where we had 2 children, 1 5 and 1 7, and 2 adults, all females in the car, actually fell asleep on the road. And that was because of the efforts that they made to support the market, you see? And the point that I'm making is that you were one of them, right? But to God be the glory that you all survived that accident. I don't know how we would have made out if it had gone wrong. But but the thing I'm saying is that we have had hiccups, but we have been able to get past them all, right? I'm not saying that we are yet perfect, but I'm sure that when we evaluate the last market, we would be able to make additional changes to bless the people.
I could say with confidence, Pastor, that the Lord's hand is upon us.
Indeed.
And He is definitely leading and guiding us.
Indeed.
He did not fail us.
Amen to that.
Yeah, so I just would like to ask you to expand a little bit. Now, you have a vision to expand the church, but what does this entail? What does this comprise of? More of the sanctuary?
Right. So when we started to move to, you know, to work on the sanctuary, right? So that the sanctuary is like Pity Valley, right? We have done much work on the sanctuary. We want to extend it a little with the expectation of of a revival. Okay? And so we must have that space to cater for people. We are now focusing on the banquet hall because we don't have one. we are also focusing on building up some administrative areas, building up a prayer room, building up rooms for counseling, right? All with the intention of, having the church functional to serve the members of Christ, the body of Christ, and the community at large, right? So it's a big work, and that's why we have to work hard to raise those funds, right? Everything is expensive. The prices have doubled itself since COVID-19, right? And it's costing a lot of money. So we have to work hard with the intention of completing those things that must be completed.
I'm reminded of something Apostle would have said in one of his messages. When we ask the Lord for something pertaining to furthering his kingdom, yes, we will be granted. And I can see it happen in front of my eyes. So I just want to ask you one last thing. Yeah. Pertaining to the people and their experience on Saturday, last Saturday it was, yeah, how would you say they responded to the food and the people and the fellowship and the love and the interaction? How would you say the whole gist of the atmosphere was?
The atmosphere was really beautiful, right? I think because we as a church, and that includes TCC and Sandre Grande, we're not two different churches, we are one church, right? And we are part of one body, right? And I think that, we are getting to the place where we are recognizing we are not just lining up for food or for market or for pylori or for anything. We are really lining up with God's will, right? So that you find that there was, we saw family, we saw laughter, we saw, though some people had to wait for stuff, but we didn't see anything that, that suggests that people were out of patience or anything like that. So the atmosphere was beautiful.
Okay. Well, Pastor George, we want to thank you for that. Is there anything you would like to say to the people themselves?
Yes, I would love to thank PT Valley for their kindness, right? We love PT Valley, right? We love PT Valley, right? And our heart in the matter for the people is to be a blessing to them. Get this stuff where we could provide it at discounted rates, where they could get value, and we will continue to serve you well. That's our heart in the matter, right? And of course, our apostle was not there, but he wanted to be there, right? So we miss him.
Yes, we do. We
right?
miss the apostle.
So we want to send our love to him also, and for our pastor Sudas, who they all, nobody says, well, this is what you're doing, or this is what, yes, everybody says, this is what we are doing, yes, right? And that to me is an encouragement.
Well, Pastor, I want to thank you. Thank you for the time that you have taken to be with us here today. And that was our beloved Pastor Dexter George. So TCC family, we just want to thank you in extension, a heartfelt gratitude. We cannot compare, we cannot explain how we felt for the time that you took to come out on the Saturday, before the Saturday, the events from before, the finances that you have poured into us. People who did not pour finances, you came, you sowed your time, and we are so grateful. We feel so blessed and honored to be part of this family. So we thank you very much.
So I am Sarah, and I have with me here little Sarah, who is going to share her experience.
Well, first of all, the music was perfect, and then the food was nice. I love the food.
It was nice, but they're trying to make me buy this fat pork thing, and it's the first time I'm seeing this, and I don't know what it tastes like, so I kind of... You decided to try the fat pork, or you decided against it? I think I'm going to go back and maybe have a taste to see what it tastes like. So it's always good to taste new fruits. Yeah, try new things. Yeah, they say it's from the country. So let me have a little bit of Grande in me.
Well, it was good. It was good, and we need to support the kingdom. Yes, it was very good. We need to support.
Shopping going real good so far, and you're getting good bargains for your money. Yeah.
So far, the shopping experience is fabulous in terms of price and value for money. All right. The rain, the ambience, everything, it's great. You know, at the end of the day, we should have more like this.
It was fantastic. Of course, the food is fabulous because I had to eat first. I bought my produce and everything, but the cooked food is very, very good, and we are here for a second round.
Oh my gosh, it was a great experience. I mean, it's efficient. You could get anything you want. I mean, corn soup is so delicious because I bought it last time and I came back just for the corn soup this week.
So he has to take his time on chew, so he's really getting it into it.
Yeah. Bacon saltfish, on point. Pilau tastes really good. It's moist, nice flavor. The meat, nice and soft.
Having a wonderful time. I was here last year and I came back again this year. I mean, I bought almost everything. Right now, I already tasted the akra. I was first in line for the pilau because everything was so delicious. So my husband and I, we came early, we got our stuff, and we heading out.
Girl, I'm so happy I came this morning. I don't have to cook because I'm carrying home pilau. My grandchildren, they want palori, they want sahina. So I spend money, and then I'm going for my vegetables for me. Yeah, so the experience is great.
And today, we just want to give our greatest thanks to those in Piti Valley and all who came out today to give their support. Thank you all very much in advance. The original coconut man, once more. Blessings.